we're live. So, I know this is kind of an out of the blue kind of thing. I wasn't quite sure I was going to do this or not based off the holidays, but I figured let's go ahead and try anyway. You know, if people want to join, they're welcome to join. But if you want to spend time with your family, you're welcome to do that as well. You know, it's just, I'm going to stream and you can join if you want, you know? So, let's go ahead and look at our legacy, you know, do our typical little thing. I should note that I have not done a pre-stream tonight. Normally I do. Hopefully things are working alright. If not, well, we'll find out soon enough. No matter. Pardon me. Yeah, so here we've got all of our current heroes, past and present. Some of them had such potential, and they died. But it is what it is, so hopefully we'll see some more of them later. But with that in mind, it's time to start a new campaign. And as you can see, the Sunswallower's Wake is currently unavailable. That's to be expected, I guess, just because they're still working on it. It does say coming soon, so I'm really curious. I wonder who the main enemy is going to be. Maybe they're adding a new enemy type. That'd be interesting. But anyway, Aluna and the Moth. You know, we tried Tragic Hero, and that was just really, really rough. I have plans for attempting Tragic Hero again in the future, but for now, we're gonna stick to Adventurer. But I don't want to make it too easy, so we will make this another Carved in Stone campaign. Okay, so with that in mind, I could even customize the difficulty. Okay, so we'll leave that as is. And I have no mods. Ooh, a map seed, I wonder. We'll leave it as is. No, wait, better yet. Gonna go back. And I'm gonna modify that number and make it a 4. Aha! Let's reroll all. Alright. Wow, I got 2 poets. 2 poets, 2 cowards, and 1 hot-headed romantic. Oh no, 2 romantics, too. Lots of 2s. Unbora Grizzle. Lyson Grizzle, Midsum, and Raytheon. Alright, let's see. I'm still not liking this lineup. I don't know what it is. You know what? I like that. An older brother and a younger sister. Last time we had an older sister, younger brother, but I kind of like this setup here, but I don't want Fargus. And we had Lima before, so I'd rather use someone else. Not that Lima's bad or anything, I just kind of feel like We see Lima a lot. Let's see what else we can throw in there. You know? Ooh, we could go with Hewley, but... Jinsha! Let's look at Jinsha's history. She fought with the Dream Reavers, she killed 3 people. She barely had any history at all with them, so I think we bring her back. And as for our warrior... Let's look at Yoruna. She was with Ebony Stallion. She was there for 4 battles and then died. What do you... Yoruna barely got any, traction herself. This might be her opportunity to actually, you know, be developed into a character and all that. So, I think we're gonna go with this. Let's see what we can do about customizing, the Loom Shore twins. And I don't like Reed Wagon. I really don't. Let's make him a bit of a loner. The hot-headed loner. I wonder if we can make him a lonely leader. The decisive loner. Or the aloof leader. You know what? I like that. Aloof leader. Let's go with that. And then let's look at... He's literary... Oh, oops, no. We're gonna leave that. Can we not change some of that? Oh! Well, now that's interesting. Oh. I was about to say, we have a sister and another sister? And I'm like, no, it's the same sister. I guess we can't change his hooks. He's a literary, loyal dreamer. We can, however, change hers. I like loyal. We've had a lot of wanderlust. Let's make her inhabited. And make her have integrity. Or, no, we can't change any of that. Darn it. Okay. Fine. We won't change any of these, but I will be customizing some of the characters we get later, just because I want to. I want to see what kind of cool mixes we can come up with, you know? So anyway, as the younger of 2 children, Mai lived her lucky childhood only looking upward. The house was a printing shop and so was blessed with an abundance of books. She developed her readerly tastes quite early and grew confident in the powers of her mind. And I lost my train of thought. She was 14 when her mother died of autumn fever, casting her as her older brother's charge, Bran's burden. Even at 14, she felt her own weight. It was all like the beginning of a tragic novel, May decided, and she started treating reality like the brave and heart-wrenching stories she loved. She sang to the birds, quested the near hills for strawberries, and formed awkward, earnest relationships with her peers. These all flared and turned to smoke in a season. She was able to bury her sadness, though it did little to alleviate her brother's worry. Privately, she would forever keep track of a parallel existence, parallel lives for herself and for Bran and Mom, lives without the bite of illness, worry, or regret. From her firmest, happiest memories, that alternate path could go anywhere, and she could be anyone. Meanwhile, Bran grew up the elder of 2 children, a reticent boy who ignored most people his own age. His mother, Lyanna Loomshore, was the bog perch printer, a smart, songful, and patient woman who never married. She died suddenly of autumn fever when Bran was 17, leaving him alone to care for his 14-year-old sister, plotting the course of their springs and winters, keeping the printing shop running, and keeping May from feeling alone. These responsibilities distracted and uplifted Bran. They helped him survive his own grief. He would remain a wounded, defensive spirit for the sum of his life, treating each coming year with apprehension and guided by a simple dream: preserve all you love for as long as you can. Then we have Jinsa and Yoruna. Yoruna was born the last child among a snow of siblings. All the children were lost to illness at young ages, save for her. Always a green fire lit her laughter when she gazed on objects of power. She always wanted to be a mother, to raise affable and unburdened kids in good health. Meanwhile, Jinsha. It hardly mattered to her parents whether Jinsha learned letters or remained ignorant. Perhaps this is what led her to the blackest fields of study. Her girlish face caused folks to coddle and protect her. This was how she liked it. Nothing pleased her like too much liquor and healing a night with a stranger. She lived for the promise of these things. So, alright, we've got our crew. Let's get this started. Yoruna will retain Sentinel. Jinsha will retain Piercing Shots, because those are the only abilities we can choose for them. Alright. Orthagi are absent from this game. Memories and dreams, those lightless gleams that our eyes seek unfinding, they take us from tables and summon us home, warmly felt and ever fading. A prodigal child of Crowmill returns a grown woman. She comes with a tune on her breath, recalling the face of a boy she used to know. The afternoon fades. There it is, that glorious smell of pig slop and onion water. Yoruna has no plan to stay. Speaking of pig slop, she seeks a certain book from that famed Crowmill library, one she's found before and never long forgets. None of these barrel water plume books are very romantic, are they? I want more books like Tree by the Lake or May and Bran are sister and brother. What's that one you've got? Both possess the mystic's gift. Neither of them know it yet. This is... Actually, I don't honestly know. Is it racy? Drawings of nightmare beings haunt every page. Bran and May flip through it. Writing's Kioran. What's it called? Dread Compendium. This was just sitting on a shelf? Yeah, tucked away back here in the dark. You wonder how, or if they fought these things. How long ago was this? 1,000 years? Old Kior was 1,000 years, yeah. I mean the fall of it. Couple shelf-rustling kids, huh? They found it for me. Noticing the newcomer, Bran snaps the cover closed. Yoruna Ettergetting? Is that Bran Loomshore? Haven't been gone that long? Folks used to call you Cricket. They did! Glad I put some hide on. But listen, Oh, did you ever meet my little sister? I'm May Loomshore. Yeah, that's good enough name, I guess. But, I need that. Sorry. Need what? Yoruna takes the books from Bran's weak hands and walks out. And we have our first choice. Does, May take it like a rival? Typical brute. Yuck. Does she seem to understand? Must have a reason, but we should find out what it is. Or, star-chosen hearts know each other when they collide. A flicker of longing heats Mai's chest. 3? Alright! Bye, 3! Skipping any further reunions, Yoruna leaves Crowmill out in the hour she's returned. You want to go after her, don't you? Sparks, Brad! Can't you feel the sparks all around us? I don't think he can. Young, you're warned that anyone might be anyone someday. That all you bring and all you chase will choose your mapless way. The sun's already low when they embark. Time to scout Junewood. Yeah, what can I say? These stories were drafted in trails. Knows where that line's from? Yeah. It's Kobaro Barnwell. These stories were drafted in trails, scribbled onto landforms and a lettering of dust-print, crusted clover, and the blood I left on briars. Each moth-blotted figure traced in Moon's hand. These stories of mine are transcribed moonlight, but they were invented by my feet. I think Barnwell must have been terribly lonely, don't you? Taking such a wild journey alone? The first evening comes. Distant hills grow long, bluish beards. Listen, just crickets. And no one ever called me Cricket, okay? But how far behind would you guess we are? What do you think she thinks of me? I'd like to point out, you admitted they called you Cricket. Eyebrow raise. I wonder, what sent her away? Yoruna Arid Kenning. She was an older teenager when she left. Mom was alive. How young were you? Not that young, probably. And then, so now, what's brought her back? Eventually lie down to sleep. But sleep's elusive on the naked ground. The dew chills their skinny limbs. They stare at the dawn. My neck feels roped to my shoulder. Maybe as our muscles warm up. Actually, I myself feel that way. My left shoulder and my neck have been really stiff today. The going only gets steeper. And further from anywhere they've been. This explains that physique. It doesn't take long for Yoruna to realize she's being followed. She drives a harder pace. But the Longshore siblings prove persistent. Spirited in their pursuit, if not particularly wise. The 8th day dawns gray. They enter the ruins at noon. Stone walls, flailed at by wind and years, stand stubborn where they were founded. One of the last unburied skeletons of old Kjor. This is Eldstone. Has to be. I remember you wanting to come here back before we hiked a long way. At least it's something to see. I doubt we're catching Yoruna at this point, right? Should we think of heading home? See those middle points on the highest pillars? I read that those were for trapping lightning. Kjoran sorcerers. They'd harnessed it somehow. Think we'll get a storm? They may. As a kid, you always played that you were a Kjoran knight, slaying ancient beasts, rescuing princesses, or princes. You read a lot of Kjoran stuff. You remember that? Yeah, I was obsessed. I trust you to know more than anyone else about these places, so... Well, Eldstone was a whole settlement, they think. You know how you hear about the castles, knights, lords, and all? A lot of that's Kjor, I guess. Beyond the traditional stuff. What I remember, what I read, and I did read everything I could find, they were people, like us, but they knew secrets that have long since been lost. Look at those eyes. Look at them. And that air. Kjoran life remains in most ways a mystery. They built grand halls, keeps, wrote epics, charted stars, made things. Beautiful things. Many of their stories survive and get put in our language, but a lot of the original meanings are lost. Story, song, and dream, they celebrated these things, but they feared, how do I explain it? It's like they believed deeply in the power of imagining. There's poems that skirt and outline some dreadful idea, a threat. I don't know, but it's assumed they made an awful enemy. And now we have ruins. Hearing about that kind of stuff makes me wish I was there. I guess it's arrogant to think I could have made a difference. Mom said we supposedly have a cure in bloodline. Pretty sure she was just stoking my imagination, but the air splits shrilly open. From clattering piles, a creature skitters that's unlike anything they've seen. Twin faces leer. The future forks down two horrible threats. Startled, May bends for a fallen branch. Bran takes out a soup spoon, or reacting, May draws her trusty spoon while Bran grabs an old hard bow. Who should get the staff, and who should get the spoon? I kind of want her to have the staff, but... Alright. This is what we're gonna do. Yay! In that moment, the dormant power in their blood awakens. Alright, let's see. I am leaning... Arches is good, as is Ignite. Humanist is also good, but against Thrixel, we're less likely to see Humanist stuff. That's more Morthagi and Deepists that you'll see Humanist stuff on their maps. Granted, you can find maps with that stuff in it when you're fighting things other than Morthagi and Deepists, but it's honestly more common in those, so I think that it's a third option. I rank it lower than the other two. Ignite is good, especially when you upgrade it. Arches is also good. And as an added bonus, it has the ability to pin enemies, which that will be useful later if we can keep Bran alive till the very end. Ooh! With this, I don't want to give her arches as well. Indignance and Earthscribe are good. Indignance will have great use later on in the campaign. Earthscribe, however, bone is a very common thing to find in Thrixel sites, so being able to make a bone wall with it is good. And it's useful in other ways because of the ability to have allies wall with interfused objects. Both are good. Indignance will be very useful at the end, but so would Earthscribe throughout the entire campaign. And Yoruna just smacked that thing. Whack! There is something very satisfying about that noise. And there we have it pinned. Be gone! Combo time! And then we'll just have them wall over here. Ooh, Dusty Grab. We can give that to someone already. That actually looks really good on her. Plus, it's also good stat-wise, so I'm gonna go with that. And the Scoff of Cunning. Melee and ranged accuracy. Let's give it to Yoruna. The final shriek shakes columns, bounces along causeways as rattling legs shudder still. Huh. Big dragon bug. That's a cool way to say it. Big dragon bug! Did we just do magic, though? Always knew we were different, but... You're both as savvy as potato slugs, aren't you? Want the book? Here, I'm done with it. Ouch! That's harsh! Sorry we followed you. Can't you just stop and Shh. The softest song tickles their ears. A hum so gentle it sounds like a windy lie. Like boughs groaning in a breeze. Like gaps in walls breathing in a gust. Metzwell! Metzwell! Are you out there? Your inner shout is warped by sudden sweet-smelling fog. The fog floats from everywhere, turns archways into ogres, rubble into roaming ooze. Master Will, please! Master Will, I'm here! Who are you shouting for, and what... And what are they doing, May wonders? Walking? Are they searching? What are they searching for? Master Will! What are they searching for through the stones and fog and trees? And what are they doing? And what are they... And... I'm walking in the forest. Yeah. What? Tree trunks gather round them like gawkers. Sunbeams stroke their faces. We alright? What happened? We were... I don't know. Somehow they... Who's they? Thrixel! There must have been more of them. Okay, and when you say that word, Thriskel, my body hurts. Thrixel. The Thrixel. They're... Remember that book? This book? Yes, the important thing is they're capable of... How do I say it? Capable of captivating the mind, grounding 3 birds with a glamour, sending them stumbling far to die. The rakish stranger pauses to be seen. How long had he been standing there? He offers some kind of perfunctory salute. Yes, littleness thrown dears, you might have been food for wolves and weasels, but a man happened by who bore a gift for magic, a glyphic smile, and an enduring fondness for birds. His speech glides, perfect and strange. Skimming steps whisper him nearer. Is that one of them, the Thrixel? Not sure, but it's not my Uncle Wilbur. This one's wearing pants. Yes, he is. I am not one of anyone, and certainly not one so unpleasant. I am called the Mothman, wherever so I am called. I am the only one there is. His articulations are uncomfortable on the eye, spider precise. Simply look at me, not whole human, but half and half better. I am a man and more. He seems alright. Seeming is a weapon they'll wield like a sword. And that is a bright warning, pithy and true, fortunately as I have just finished saying. I am no Thrixel. Now forestall your misplaced animosity and listen. I found you three ensorcelled, wandering deep in the woods, removed from any reasonable road. Where unreason reigns, Thrixel hide their aims. And that is one of mine, but you can use it. For one with my abilities, gathering you and weaving away your enchantments was a trifle, a matter of politeness. And yet the ones who cast these webs, they are not the dull drones they appear to be, they are imaginative. They expended thought on removing you. They must have deemed 3 flimsy birds dangerous to their designs. So I am struck with wondering, why would they think that? You must admit, it is a curious thing. We did kill some of those, the spider-legged, double-headed dragon things? Glowbellies? Taking at your word, we're in your debt. My question is, it'll be dark soon. The Mothman follows Yaruna's eyes. He lifts his glance to the shadowy leaves. And that's when Yaruna leaps. The Mothman doesn't seem to hurry, but Yaruna tackles her. Tell me where Master Well is. Tell me, you cursed thing. Ah, dear nestling, follow your own wings back if you are brave. See what is heaping under their shroud, but be warned, you may once more wish your sight sweetly veiled. He turns to leave. Hey, Mothman! How would anyone believe you? You are lost in the woods, my dear. Whom you believe makes no difference. Oh, and borrowed shadows flush and drip from trees to cohere around him. The forest bleeds to black. I do suggest little birds flock together. You would never guess how many owls there are in the night. Sudden as the darkness clotted, the last light smears it away. They stand where a Mothman might never have been. The trees crowd thicker. Which way did we even come from? How far did we walk without knowing? I'm not really hungry. Did we eat? Sleep? I'm sorry, Yaruna, that name. Met's Well, right? You shouted it when we were in the ruin. Someone special to you? I'd like to point out, Met's Well. It's like Wilmet, but unified. You don't have to talk about it if it's... Yaruna whips around. It's okay. Met's Well is who taught me the hammer and star, among other things. He made me hide. Hide? They begin to walk. From the Thrixel came and they took him. Took everyone but me. Strange, right? That's where my journey began. But let's go. Think we ought to head south and east. Do you think that Mothman was a man once? Do you think that under that hat, the affectations, he's a longing being like us? If you're going to fall in love with him, too, I'll seriously disown you and leave you in this forest. Wow! Wow, Bran! Ah, the sad little eaglets. I shall stitch for them a hero name. They may someday need it. Name the company. We could call them the Shield of Generation. The Romantics of the Brutal Lance. That sounds kinky. The Scribes of the Twisted Pony. Or we could enter our own name. Suggestions are welcome in the chat. And oh no, I seem to have been stuck in his voice. So, any suggestions? I kind of like the idea of a bird-themed name. Imagination? I like it. We are the imagination. Everything was fine until the imagination came to town. You thought I was gonna say attacked! Here, follow the tales of imagination. Fly home, little birds. Hills of Omada. Let's go to the fever-fair lands. Let's scout and explore. Catching up. Bran walks with his nose in the Dread Compendium. You can read it? No one can read it. It's just used to go look at, for the pictures. Burned those drawings into my brain as a kid. Saw my first Thrixel. It was like an image come off the pages. We've been lucky with the weather. That's something. But also, here's a question. Where'd you get that word, Thrixel? Master Metz used it. Believe it's wild speech. Metz came from hill painting people. Almost no one can read this thing. But you can, right, May? You read Old Kioran. Oh, maybe, yeah. Problem is, there's two different letterings, and I'm good with one, but not the other. Need a desk and some work paper. A brilliant young scholar, huh? Impressive. What else do you know? I mean, Fine, but Uruna? There's 100 quiet places you could have gone, even within the town limits. Why all the way to Eldstone? The ruin? People said it was haunted. Gloam lights, fleeting noises, disappearances. Rumors I heard as I made my way home. It sounded like a likely spot. A storm catches their heels. It latches on long enough to leave them soaked, then runs north. In the end, I was half right. The Thrixel were there, but Master Metz wasn't. If you'll trust us, my sister and I will fully do our part. You made a decision to go all this way to fight. You're brave. But can you give us a share of that? We're ready to help. Easy on that. I'm only a fool who's fooled you. Can I have my bedshirt back? Sure. It's damp, but at least the book's dry. Ish. Last thing I'm wondering about is your magic. Is my memory lying? You both worked magic in the ruin. Your mom's the lady who runs the print shop, Liana Loomshore, right? Does she know? Does she also have powers? Lost our mom to autumn fever 4 years back. A lot of folks in town didn't make it. Considering Yoruna's history where her siblings died of illness, I think that's actually kind of fitting. They've all lost someone to illness. Ah, I see. Apologies for, if I was being casual, No, it's fine. We're mostly fine. Now. Not even sure how to answer you, though. When do you call something magic? It wasn't the using a thing. It was almost as simple as shaking hands. Like, shaking hands with creation. Right, May? Hmm? No, yeah. Something feels off. Do you feel that? What do you mean, off? I don't know. Weird. The air's tensing up. Something's moving out there. Should assume the worst. So can you do magic? Do you know how? Or can you at least fight? I know we'll learn. We'll prove it in the moment. We must. The threat closes around them. Stay behind me. Stay alert. If you remember how to make the rocks dance, that'll be great. Wouldn't it be strange if... In that moment, Bran locks eyes with Yoruna. Realization blossoms between them both. Oh boy. We can devise a defensive strategy, or we can introduce the drama. We have a second opportunity for the drama. So, what do you think? One? Alright. Alright, they want to surround us and we can't let them. May, we rise when we're needed. Let's back ourselves into the ravine. Fortitude and cunning. Dweebas, thrusks, seekas, and more thrusks. Get over here! Or not. It's okay if you want to stay there too. I don't mind. Actually, I mind a lot. I love comboing like that. Be wary of ferns. You're just gonna stay there for me. Did it just reflect damage back at her? No, it didn't look like it. Be gone! I'm liking the synergy this group has. I really am. Where are the enemies? Hmm. Probably not wise to split them up like this, but... Okay, so we've confirmed no one else on that side, so... Oh, you're gonna guard? Two can play at that game. She just jumps over and smacks him away. That hammer works really well in her favor. Ah, a Suncedar Sash with extra stunt chance. And it looks really good on your Runa, but does it look good on May? It looks pretty nice. Bran. Let's see. So who will it give the best stunt chance to? I'm imagining they're all 21, so let's give it to you, Runa. Alright. We have options. So, all of these are solid options. If we upgrade her Sentinel, we can stop enemies from moving in their tracks, which will be useful in this campaign. Especially with how she's been playing so far. Because not only can she interrupt their attacks, but with that hammer, she can back them away. Backslam, on the other hand, allows her to knock people away, dealing extra damage. And it scales off of armor. So the better she's equipped, the more her backslam will hurt. So that is a solid option. And it's a swift action, so she can do that and do Sentinel. Honestly, if we do Sentinel, backslam, like, just even regular Sentinel, she could really control the battlefield against a single target, and we can upgrade that to more targets. So in this case, backslam is a really good option. My opinion on it normally is that it's not as good as some of the other options they get, but given the selection we've got here, it's a very solid choice, and it works with how she's built so far. Aid, useful, you know. Yeah, anyone who can get aid, it's useful to have healing. You give 3 temp health and you remove a negative status. And the Thrixel love to do status effects. That's useful. I don't think it's as useful on a warrior, though, just because out there killing things rather than healing allies. I think this would work better on a mystic or a hunter. Still a solid option, but there are better people for it, and she's got better options, in my opinion. Viciousness just gives her extra damage. I would not underestimate that, and I think that the upgraded version can be really nice, but out of all the options, I think this is probably the least desirable. So I think it's really between these two, maybe these three, with aid being a third in the rankings. So what do you think, Digital Ninja? Slam? Slam it is. And that also gives her options for even when she's not wielding a hammer. So that's something else I forgot to mention. Alright. Scrambling to higher ground, leaving a wake of twisted Thrixel bodies. The three of them stand breathing hard. Late gray sun squeezes past the clouds. There could have been a couple more. I'm not seeing movement. Might be time to make distance. While there's light, yeah. They find a deer path to follow for a ways, then strike out southeast, crossing lines of bracken and fording rivers of dried pine needles. Opposing winds fork their matted hair. Irina, can I tell you something? Me? Sure. I'm sure you listen to me sigh, seen my tortured gaze startle away when you turn to me and you smile. I go weak. I do. I can't contain it any longer. I'm falling for you so hard, Ed. You sound like you're in actual pain. Well, yeah. Eminent? 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 I'm sure it's an actual word, and it's not a very common one. It just... something about it eats at me. It's like twine costs. Before you say anything else, May, yes. You know I got an instant crush on you back when I took the book from your brother over there. You looked at me with those outrageous eyes. Come on, walk with me. I can tell you about the confession I was planning. A brisk march sees them far before nightfall. As long as we don't let it get in the way, right, guys? Right? To sturdy cliffs in the foothills. Sturdy Cliffs has been revealed, and we have found the delving of Giovanna. Oh, the sweltering stars. Ooh, okay. Our stars climb high tonight. Oh, are those ones ours? Always climbing around, our little stars. It's a good omen. What do you need omens for, love? You know, long ago, an augur read the leaf patterns for me. Told me I'd fall for a twinkle-eyed woman. I believe omens now, much more than I used to. I don't need one, but I watch for them all the same. That's good if it gives you confidence. I just say, don't trust omens overmuch. Alright, we got 3 options. Does Yuruna remember the story? Does May think this is her sign? Her guardians, her guides? Or does Bran come to realize that maybe she does see something that he doesn't? All of these are roughly equal chance. And not a very high one at that. But a 1 in 3 chance is not bad. Roughly. So what do you think? Three? Bran tries to understand. Alright, I like that. Am I doing a disservice to everyone by refusing to... I mean, it's even hard for me to explain it to myself. But am I refusing to listen to the warnings of the world and thus forcing us to face greater danger less prepared? don't think I'll ever see it. Maybe that's the difference. Oh well. What's that line between the Book Witch and... Treasure these questions, Clove the Witch, grinning wide. They'll distract you from aging, they'll lengthen your stride. Yeah, that's the one. All heroes, their stunt chances doubled. That's the other thing with Backslam. You can choose where they go. And we have a May with Indignance. Interfuse with the random fire. Leash it to your enemy. Burn! Sorry. I don't know what came over me. But that guy's going there. Oh, Lance. Oh, I can't hit it. Ooh, a nice stunt. Aha! You are pinned! Okay, that's getting annoying. But it's okay, because you're literally clustering right where I want you. Don't block! Oh. Well. Gwilda brooch. Extra health. I'm gonna give it to Yoruna, mainly because with Sentinel, she'll be jumping into the fray and won't be able to wall with allies as well. So it'll give her a little bit more resiliency. Good on your side, Bran? All clear here, but there's a building over here that I think we should check out. Nice of the roof to have holes in it so we can look around. Huh? Hey, come check this out. Yep, he's dead. More than just a body, don't you see? Look at the shield! Seriously? You have never heard of the Dragon's Paw Company? This is the shield of Keelport! Whole lot of good it did him in the end. Alright, now we could give this to Bran, and it'll give him bonus damage, or we could give it to Yoruna. Yoruna will now have a shield to deal a little bit extra damage, and it reduces damage from non-flanking attacks by 1. So again, a solid choice for her. We could also give it to Bran, and he can wield it with his soup spoon, but I think there are better items for him, honestly. So I'm gonna give it to her. Alright. My mouse is getting caught. Here we go. Hills of Omada has been revealed. We're going to Egonok Land. Mountain Mischief. And let's get that out of the way. I'm getting a lot of notifications over the chat. And I'm like, no, go away. Shoot. Okay, cool. I can see it again. A twisting path takes them up to the high hills and finally into the company of the local peaks. Breathe that in. Mountain air, best enjoyed in silence. No, I mean the fumes wafting out my boots. Okay. Mountain air, mountain paths. My feet already feel busted. For 20 paces, the only sound is the scrape of their stinky feet on granite. They really want to emphasize her stinky-ass feet. Okay. No one knows this trail, do they? No, which trail? I'm sorry. Oh. Sorry. I'm good. I'm good. No, which... Headed. Oh, great. The game broke me. The way forks. One path leads higher to the top of a precarious cliffside. The other path curves downward under the shadow of the high rocks. Okay. So do we take the cliff path or do we take the chasm path? We've taken both of these options before during these playthroughs. So, you know, the chasm path, if we go down there, we're going to encounter some loot, we might get some treasure, but someone's going to get injured. If we go the other way, we'll meet some strange lady or guy who will serve us flapjacks after we defeat their minions and take their little trial test thing. While we will lose a legacy point, whatever we choose will give permanent bonuses to everybody throughout the rest of the campaign. So, which event do we want to see this time? Personally, I'm up for the cliff path. Alright, I'm not seeing a response, so I'm gonna go ahead. Oh, you already said it. Let's go! Cliff path! See any people? Chimney smoke? You might be out and about. Slender walking here. The path sticks narrow to the turnings of the mountain. They climb and cross along the wind-carved rock. It's high up. My eyes are filling with tears. Anyone else? Can't tell if it's the snapping breeze or the passion blooming in my breast. Well, okay. Ugh, wouldn't mind a break. My legs are killing me. I'm sorry, but I was just thinking of how that line could have been different. My eyes are filling with tears. Can't tell if it's the snapping breeze or the odor of my feet. That's how I imagined that was gonna turn out as I was reading it. Just because of all the other mentions this chapter. Reminds us, however strong we get, we can always improve. You are the absolute worst. Hey, let's try our serious faces, huh? At least until we've made an impression. Hello? Anyone at home? This neatly piled cabin smells like sweetgrass. Its lacquered logs looks strong, well tended. A distant hawk speaks up. Cheerio, good mate. Besides bird and wind, there's only silence. I don't know why I said that. Urina stoops through. Is there any... Oh. Fancy morning! Would you like pork roast with your tea, or are you a coffee woman? Grilled cakes aplenty! Aromas of sizzling pork rust, hot oil, and floral tea sing in the nose. These cabin walls enclose a cozy lived-in lair for one. Chairs and root stools round a rose table are space for hungry company. Can always make griddle cakes aplenty. Those saying otherwise are spewing slander. Let'll spew some slander slugs. I'll have a... Wait, sorry. Who are you? We were just passing by the... With no intention of intruding. Me? Who am I? They call me... The Witch of the Mountain! But I'm alright with Julian. Julian Lich is what I was born as. Your last name is Lich! You're not helping your case! She throws a sack of flour over her shoulders. I'm a mischief maker, mostly. I guess my hairdo says that clear enough. No. No, it does not. It says many things. Mischief maker is not one of them. But now that I have said that, I'm trying to think of what does your hairstyle say about you. Anyway, mischief's not all I make. Famously, I also make wonderful golden brown griddle cakes. For those who solve my Gorgaloo puzzle. The Gorgaloo puzzle is about to commence. Oh, it's Gorgons! We haven't fought one of these in a long time. But we've got Julian Lich, the 90-year-old mystic. We've got Rose raccoons. Raccoons shamble through the shadows, their bobbed appendages eagerly twitching. The rose hooves thrown sloppily around beneath it. It runs staggering, bellowing its agony. You know what? I'm going to call it now. I think the new campaign that's coming, it's going to be a Gorgon campaign. Because of all the campaigns we've got that feature a main enemy, almost all of them are 5 chapters. The only one that isn't is the Gorgon campaign, which is literally the introduction campaign. So, like I said, I think that we're going to get a 5-chapter Gorgon campaign. That's my prediction. Alright, so with that said, let's get on with the battle. Poor lady. Okay, that was a glitch. Oh, whoops. Her armor keeps getting shredded. I bet her backslam... Yep, her backslam doesn't even do damage anymore. Okay, I got an idea. Move here. Pull it closer. Indignance. Haha! Thank you, by the way, for the luck. Who built this gate? Seriously, like, it wasn't there when we arrived, or at least it didn't look like it was. Alright, we pinned it. Extra pin! That's probably not what I could have done. Yay! But yeah, I'm really liking their synergies a lot with these three. Ooh, link mail. I mean, she's already got link mail, so we're just gonna salvage it. Gelatin Lich! Witch of the Mountain, drops back against her furniture. You alright? But she pops back up. Oh, sorry, yeah. Wanted to give you a bit of an elongated victory thing. You got all the Gorgaloos! Unscathed for the most part, though, aren't you? That feels anticlimactic. Not to crowd in on your weird humor, but what did we even accomplish? Why, you learned some of my mountain recipes, of course. How hungry are you? Choose carefully, for in my waywardness and my gross olive-hearted way, I've designed that each delicious delectogram deliver a different delight. There's my griddle cakes that'll fill you with lasting warmth, plus 4 retirement age for all party members. My tea and oats, which packs a lifelong kick in the seat. Plus 0.3 speed for all party members. Or would you like the last of my pork rust for yourself? Give plus 2 health to Yoruna only. Personally, I think the griddle cakes are worth it. Particularly since we've got a warrior in our midst, and they tend to retire early. One? Okay. While they eat stacks of griddle cakes, Jelena gives a brief account of how she ended up on the mountain. Persecuted, robbed, run out of 10 towns, she retreated to this high home where her eccentricities and frequent mischief will only bother those who blundered into her own domain. And at that point, aren't we all fair game? Here I spice my spirit with the elemental presence of hill, rock, and tree. Here I never rest, for there are so many joys still left untried. And though I've slowed death, she never fully stops. Oh, death, you dauntless dancer of mist, you darling, you dream. She goes on for a while yet. They bid the Witch of the Mountain goodbye. They take a swift way down by her direction. Mountain air, huh? Clearly, you can get too much. No dealings with the Witch of the Mountain don't go unmarked. The locals tell sour stories about imagination and their deeds for years afterwards. Look at that! She's got the frost hair! That person is special right there. There's an event you can do in this game. We've actually encountered it before, an outcome, but you can end up being cursed and be given frost hair. And it does some stuff. So I like that they actually have this person here who's got the mark of that curse. And everybody's retirement age has gone up. We lost some legacy points, but hey, you know. With that in mind, let's actually look at their stats. Her retirement age, 73. Hers is 54, and his is also 73. So, this is good for us. Now let's scout out this location here. Barlick's Fen has been revealed. And we have, Kilama Windworks. Let's go assault this place. When we fight, rustle rustle, hoot hoot, blinky blink. Place like this makes the jaw clench, doesn't it? Focusing on the task, staying alert. You. Does she wonder what we'll find and then wonder whether we'll survive it, or does she just say, just don't get yourself hurt, make that your emphasis? Given how she's been, I kind of see 2 as more in character for her. But what do you think? Two? Don't worry about me. I plan on doing some damage myself. Don't get hurt waving your arms at them, that's all. Miranda and Brand gain temporary damage and potency together. And we got 2 Seekers, 2 Thrusks, and a Dweeva. Open door. Behold! A tree in the tower! Hey, you're not supposed to dodge that. She's got super cover. I'd be surprised if she took a hit there. And then she takes 2. Hey, you. Nice! That was a heavy hit. just gonna sentinel. I can't bone lance him. No, don't withdraw. Actually, yes, withdraw. Don't block me. Discus! Ooh, nice. No enemies in there. Found you. Oh, that's great. Nice. There we go. Ooh. Alright. Oh, man. We have some really good choices here. Bard. This is really early in the campaign. Increases everybody's stun chance by 5 and reduces the cost of recruiting new characters by 1. Solid, solid choice. Humanist is still what we were talking about before. It's not as useful in this campaign. Still useful, not as useful. Earth Scribe, again, useful. Allies may wall with interfused objects, and it grants extra armor, warding, and temp health for stone. She can do rock shields. It's a solid choice. And with the frequency of bones, giving us a bone wall is a solid move. Indignance. Base damage and range increased by 1. We've already put it to great use. Yeah. I agree, Bard. Alright. And for him, we can upgrade arches. We can give him soul splitting, which allows him to prevent damage based off the number of objects infused. Or vigor flow, increasing his damage per interfused object. Now granted, this is for physical attacks. For instance, whacking them with that spoon of his. Okay. Witch's Fall. A great axe. Let's at least give it to Urina for now. I don't intend for her to be using it. I prefer her mace, but it gives her options. And now we have to deal with bards ourselves. Spoony bard. Alright, you three, let's go. Alright, ooh. I don't like bogmoors, I really don't. But I don't like them getting mindworms either, so we're gonna get rid of those two. Mindworm. Brain eater. Trail news. It's been how many days? Summer's practically done. Actually, it's day 2 of summer. Did we really wander all this way, senseless? The fire carves light out of logs. Why do I feel like everything I knew before is long ago and far away? At least you can say edgy things like that now. Girls will swoon. Looks like my unhappiness has infected others. Maybe so. She's pretty attentive to Bran. Hey, Urina, can you help me with can you turn the pages? My hands have to hold it up, and it's kind of heavy. Well, I see what that's about. Time wanders. Their piled tinder drains to a scatter of the most interesting pieces, the ones they're reluctant to burn. May's able to translate large sections of their archaic text. A little later, but I just don't know if it's more than a picture book. There's a reverent quality to the way the Curans write about these monsters. It's beautifully considered, and there's aspects that are interesting, but some of us should try to shut our eyes. Don't want you tired, you know. Who's this? Outlaws? Poachers? Does she recognize the printer's kids, or does she want to warn them either way? I kind of want to go option 2. Alright. The hill painter's approach is noiseless. I'm announcing myself, so don't be alarmed. Oh, good evening to you, also. Urina clears the shrinking fire in a bound. Behind me, you two. Wait, isn't that Jensha Gramling? Forgive me, I remember your last name. Glad to see you're well, but odd you're all the way out here. From the Loomshore print shop, right? That's us. Mom was Leanna Loomshore. That's alright, Urina. We know this woman. This lady was obsessed with her mom. Huh? No, I needed printing done. They introduced themselves around the fire. When was I at your shop last? Can't have been too long. Been at least 2 circuits of the seasons. Yeah, my next volume's getting unwieldy. Guess you seem pretty sure. My sister keeps a matchmaking journal. It's likely you're in it somewhere. Yeah, well, I'm not sure there's much hope for me. More to the point, yes, you two put my last book together, after I went expecting your mom. Leanna was delighted in her work and almost to a fault. Whenever you tried to pay extra, she refused it. Good woman. I'm still sorry she's gone. One time but sorry. Anyway, came wandering this way and saw your fire. I have to tell you, forest is dangerous these days. Things have come crawling out of... Do you know the Thrixel? You know of them? Have you seen them? Where? What can you tell us? I was tracking a whole stream of them. Didn't seem wise to catch them, if I'm being completely honest, and I traced their lines to a terrible conclusion. Their heading was unmistakable. Crowmill. They're heading for our home? I was able to get around them, those Thrixel. get a warning to the townsfolk, but going by tone of their response, I doubt they fled. I don't think they believed me. Is this happening? How well do you know these lands? How well do I, Gensha Gramling, know these lands? That same night. You were that hill painter who'd come to town sometimes, I think I remember. Sounds like me, though I should clarify. I wasn't born among them, the hill painters. Was found in bad shape, rescued, and took their way of life. Started collecting their lore, getting volumes printed, bringing it back to them. Got them printed by May's mother? Now I see. Yeah. Those two, Bran and May, were raised by the worthiest soul this side of the stars. I'll always think that. Losing her for a mother would break something in me. You clearly have something else you want to ask. Well, yeah. I had a teacher, far from here. Came from hell painting people. Mets, well? Mets? Well? No, sorry, it's no one I've heard of. Another coincidence would have been welcome. Anyway, think you can kill Thrixel? Yeah, Thrixel. Guess I have to be, huh? My adopted people had legends of Thrixel, but legends is all I believed they were. Do those legends include a Mothman? You're going to say you met the Mothman. You too? I have to believe you're pulling my leg, right? The Mothman, now that is a tall tale. And we will gather, or we will return, for the final fight of the chapter, with Gensha now in the party. Alright, off they go. Neck's really getting stiff. Square Mill. That old guy would always scowl when he saw me on the road. He just hates young people. It's horribly quiet. Is this what it's like, coming home? Sure, if you live in the ghost dimension. There's chimney smoke. Can't be abandoned. Nothing appears out of place. There's no damage. The only sounds are boot scrapes, feeble breeze, and their own talk. No birds. Trust your eyes at your own risk. Into the town center they file. A cloud-cased sun renders the world in dreary, bloodless hues. Oh, visitors. Who's that? The mayor, at least she's... Welcome to Cromwell. This is one of the towns. What are you saying, one of the towns? Hey, it's definitely one of the towns that exist, isn't it? Hey. Schoolmaster? Are you in control of your senses? I'm lost. I think I'm lost. They seem enchanted, right? Sleepwalking. A rasping noise starts, stutters, and skips. It comes from nowhere and everywhere. As if a cat's snagging his claws through the fabric of creation, reality snaps, runs, and violently curls. Bits of truth begin leaking into view. Is that a person? It's the miller, old Lororn Scryer. That Mothman warned us what we'd see. There's so many flies. Death! We have to run! Death! Back, old fool! Hide! Finally, the real town of Cromwell spills into view like a half-eaten corpse dumped from its shroud. Look at these things, these evil horrors. The horrors are far from done. By any and all gods, it stumbles through fly clouds. No! No! Mets! Master Will! Mets, Will, are you? Careful, I don't think he's himself. Fear and chaos descend. Yep, Here we go. Don't dodge me. Pin them down! Use a tree! And we're just gonna switch to mace and shield. That's right, be pinned in the fire. Alright, let's also infuse this rubble. There we go. Skipping rocks. Jeez. Ow! Ow! Quit it! Right now, this guy's the biggest threat. Master, well, Metzwell, do you even know me? Still too much arm, girl. Power from the trunk. I was almost perfect. Your elbow's flying like a kite. Here I come. Come on, Iruna. Master Wall, I'm sorry. I keep fixing one thing, screwing up another. We fall down all the time. That's why we have to get good at it. Perfection's a long way off, but if we keep tripping forward, we'll fall closer and closer to our goal. I'm so sorry, my teacher. I can only help. Nice. There we go. Yeah, block! Lots of blocking! All the blocking! Okay. That's mean. Don't make it bigger. Don't make that one bigger either. Ow! Yeah. Get him out of the way. Kill that. Yeah, good stun damage. Oh boy, stasis is not good. Smack it! Yeah, let's... There we go. That'll free up your Runa to head over here and... do her thing. Yeah, it's not going so well. Eliminate. There we go, pinned him. Killed one, alright. Ah, Iruna's not in any good shape. There we go. That stunt is just what we needed. Yeah, our team took a beating. Ooh. Let's give that hurl axe. To No, we want to give it to Bran. There we go. That'll give him extra options. I like it. Alright. Ooh. Other options here. So we can upgrade Backslam. Or we can give her Shield Shear. But literally, since they're both actions that can go every other turn, she can alternate between shredding armor for free as a swift action or backslamming. We can also make it so she gets more reactions per turn. I like versatility. Getting rid of armor is always nice. Because that allows other people to do more damage. But upgrading Backslam gives her the ability to hobble enemies as well as displace multiple people. Vigilance, on the other hand, there's a caveat with Vigilance. If she were a regular warrior that didn't have Sentinel, her upgraded Sentinel, Vigilance would be great because she would sit there and just hit people. But because she jumps, when an enemy comes within range, she goes to meet them and hits them. Vigilance makes that a little bit worse for her because she can get really far out away from the rest of the party and just get ganked. I've seen it happen before. It can be very useful if you do it right, but it's also very dangerous. And as you can see, she's not invincible. She's got 1 HP for this battle. Granted, a lot of that was magic attacks from range, but... So, do we give her shield shear or upgrade her back slam? Alright. Going in 3, 2, 1. Shield shear it is. How bad are you guys hurt? Bran? Urina? May? And that's all of them. It's time to assess the damage. Maybe some people have to hope it's not as bad as it looks. Alright. Luckily we chose shield. As the fighting ends, the final threads of Thrixel madness fly to the winds. There are survivors. Look. Now people begin to filter from their cold homes in confusion. Poor old Laurent Scryer's lying out here. His knife's got that inky blood on it. Couldn't fool him, could they? They'll gather the living and bury the bodies, the majority well into the process of decay. By night, most have had a chance to remember themselves, try to piece together what happened. An impromptu council is held in the homes of the schoolmaster. Under their spell, it all made sense. Wish that reasoning was clear to me now. At least the bits and images that we remember feel solid. All us old folks they let live, left us in charge, maybe to fool passers through. And the young ones they took. But what did they do with them? I'd bow to any god who knows. Callie, Dolan, neither, and Spurland, Arton, Aluna, and Xana. And all the rest, yes, led away like cattle. The Thrixel took them, so they didn't kill them? What do they want? Why Cromel, and why was it just the kids? The whole of one puzzle is just the first piece in the next. You have to find them. Maybe chances are slim that they're alive, but gotta be our duty now. They resolve to search for their missing ones, the young. There will be no peace, no joy, no relief. A season of terrible hoping will follow. And summer has passed. As summer gives way to fall, the very night of the battle, Yoruna set flame to the twisted body of her one-time mentor in a fallout field. Wish you were here to make it make sense, make it seem like some bitter lesson. She wouldn't stop working to clean that town up. She'd scour hardest for signs of the lost. Jinja shut out the help of her people, the hill painters, to look for the missing ones of Crowmill. Leafa Amble was the most skilled tracker she knew. Leafa could only speak to what he hadn't seen, mark of any passage. Remember, though, Thrixel are unlike other quarry. The province of all sense and sign may be in their governance. We'll stay watchful. The weather that season was bright and perfect, but it only saddened those left to see it. Bran and May made a rapid study of anything they could find, anything that might relate to the Thrixel or their aims. Hey, little fox! Hey, May! What is it, Cricket? With our power comes responsibility. What are you, Uncle Bran now? Oh! Uncle Bran! Aunt May! Spider-Man it is. It's easy to get lost in that, but remember that you're young. We both are. Can't always fix it all. Talking about our mystical whatever? I hear you. For me it's... I keep thinking about how... Alright, so if these aren't the final throes of our people, then the legends they tell afterwards will be about us. Don't you think so? The decisions we make now will be songs someday. That's high in my head these days. Disagree? Oh no, my mind wandered. I'm just worried. Days are passing. I'm not finding anything useful. Yeah, me neither. Lots of humming. I love the fact that he's got a spoon and an axe. I like this as an option, giving her a spear. And there's a reason for that. We're gonna craft it for her. Replace the great axe with the spear. Less damage, of course, but much better range. When she does Sentinel now, she'll have a massive range for just jump. She's literally a dragoon with a shield. Exhausting other avenues, hope of finding the young folk has fallen to scattered query and ill-inspired quest. It's like trying to hunt your favorite cloud from a day last spring. Urina leads Jinsha to Eldstone, where at least Thrixel had definitely been. When you say things like that, it makes me think we're bound to find something. Think so? They give much of a day to climbing and slipping among cure and rubble. The lines and leanings of these runes make it easy to lose focus and wander. From time to time, they're forced to call out in order to find each other. See that silvery stuff on the ground? Molting, maybe. Yeah, that's all I've really found, so I'd say the Thrixel haven't been here in some time. Maybe my life's consigned to futile searches. Or maybe you have only to open your beak, little bird, and whistle for a favor. Scouring for lost chicks, I take it? I don't believe it. It's the Mothman. Take a good long look. I am well worth seeing. Where do I get one of those crazy hats? See? She asks the important questions. They no longer make them this crazy, alas. But as the badger often says before breakfast, shall we get to eggs, or did we wake up only to bark and mud muddle? You have something to share? Have I not made that clear? Ah, but you do so provoke me to prattle. I am a bit of a rush myself. Dauntless and wanderlorn by my very nature, the idea was a Weathersoon seed. I felt called to take myself south and breezingly west, and that is how I happened upon these chicks of yours. I saw them there, huddled and afraid, and dwindling in number. It is not a good place where they are. You saw them? And you didn't help them? You seem to assume I can walk into any den of Thrixel and simply rifle through their cupboards. I am flattered, but must humbly admit my talents have eventual limits. Remember your own limits, too, precocious birds. Your enemy is well beyond you. It'd be no fun if it was easy. What pluck! I am nearly convinced. Very well. By Grufaru's shop, southwest, in the wood marsh, an ancient glimmer scene lies in a hidden hollow. Glimmer what? Glimmer scene. I shall explain it more in a moment, but first here, you must look for trees with my mark on them. I leave it now upon this stone. The Mothman's glyph gleams to a certain tilt of light. And then he went his own way. If there weren't more lives in the balance, I'd say we should be tracking that Mothman instead. I know the old laboratory in the wood marsh. It's a long journey, but it's makeable. Yes, but Glimmer what? The passage of time will cost lives, but clearing Thrixel sites will disrupt the enemy's webs and help wolf folks survive. They leave as soon as they can. Every idle moment is haunted by loss. The shadows deepen. All monster groups will draw an extra monster card at every battle. And that is where we will end for the night. Save and quit. And yeah, we've got our heroes again. So, thank you for joining. It's been fun. I'm glad you were able to join and watch for a bit. And I look forward to seeing you next time. Due to the holidays and the family plans, I do not know if I will be streaming, but I will be notifying you at all the regular places what the plan becomes. And with that in mind, I hope to see you soon, and if not within this year, see you next year. Have a nice night, everyone, and get some rest. It's getting late.